The framework is duality. If in fact you're underwater in an ocean, and that's all you've come to understand is water, and you come across two fish swimming along, and you ask them, "How's the water today?"
Mm-hmm. What water?
What water?
What water?
Yeah, what water?
I'm just swimming.
I'm just swimming. I've got no idea what you're talking about, because this is something that I've just taken for granted. It is what it is. That I could actually go and
It's scientists trying to figure out reality inside a box.
Yeah.
When reality has no box.
Exactly.
It's infinite.
Exactly. So I'm using the idea of the water, the ocean.
Yes.
We're down there. These fish are swimming around. I know nothing else. I don't know what it is to actually breathe, and I don't have gills. I can't run around out there. So you're telling me this is important, that I should know I'm in water? So you should know as a human being that you have constraints around you? What the heck? You're just trying to actually pay your bills. Mm-hmm. You're trying to just get enough money in and then go on vacation and have a little hug now and again and carry on with your life. It's not being in the realm of possibility to actually even piece this whole thing together, because that's been the domain of science, and then the domain of education, mm-hmm. and then philosophers. And if you're not into philosophy and you're into dentistry, or you're into whatever commodities trading or something else that actually doesn't need that, you're bringing a philosophy to this. Your philosophy is, this is what I've come to understand how the world works. And for me, this is how the world works. And now complexity science is actually helping us understand that however we've come to this point in history, the way we do that is we scan our environment for things, philosophies, concepts, context, content that actually is really similar to the one we already had before we came into this new environment. And we stretch on average 5%. And we scan around to be able to go and stretch our understanding, especially this only if we're learning and we're stretching. We stretch just to 5% to go, okay, I get the situation. Now you got 2 dogs. I know what the world's like when we have 1 dog, but you have 2 dogs. That means that you have to actually make more money to be able to go and feed them. You have to have 2 bowls. You have to have this. And that's a linear extrapolation. And that's how we all forecast our futures. We forecast our futures in such a simplistic way. Science is unraveling this, complexity science in particular, that it's stunning how much we miss and how much of the communication between people we miss. So when we're talking about the fact that we stage our own evolution, we stage it by actually just going and creating the next possibility only just a little bit outside the box of what we're currently living in this box. The documentation of evolution only happens in the historic lens, and it only happens when people take the time to reflect, on what happened, and their perception of what happened is different from the guy over there who actually lost the war. So how valuable is the historic filter?
Unless you're documenting evolution with the understanding that all possibilities are infinite.
That's actually an understanding that if in fact all possibilities are infinite, what about putting a theory together that we say there's a big game underway, and we're all participants in this big game. And if we understand that the big game, one of the philosophical foundational pieces in that is that infinite possibilities exist. And complexity science, actually the mechanics of complexity is something that we bumped into as scientists 100 years ago. We being human beings, not me. I wasn't around 100 years ago. But just to give that a frame of reference. So we bumped into this 100 years ago. We have not implemented hardly any of those insights gained 100 years ago, and we've been studying it like crazy. We've not put that into the education system because we haven't been able to figure out what the heck the implications are. And we were talking the other night about the double slit experiment. Maybe, do you want to actually explain the double slit experiment?
Well, yeah, just quite simply, they have observed when we observe reality with cameras or an eye or the experimenter themselves, it actually changes reality.
Yeah.